Viral interference law, a presentation by Professor Gershom Zaychek, Faculty of Medicine, Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Baltimore classification places viruses in 7 classes or group. Here are the classes. In the middle is the cell, and these 7 classes interact with the provirus. 7 classes triggers 7 processes. Each class has a class-specific provirus, and therefore it is appropriate to represent the interaction between virus and cell as a process. Virus infection triggers a cell process driven by provirus. So here's an example. Virus infects a cell, attaches to a receptor, and triggers the formation of a provirus which controls whatever happens in the cell. So let's define it more precisely. Provirus is a set of cell genes with 3 functions. It stores the self of a cell, controls who may infect the cell, and controls virus production. And the self is a set of provirus genes unique to the cell. I discussed it previously with the theory of virus and cell update. Virus is a cell messenger. Virus is created by provirus. Virus stores self of the cell in its genome, and virus infects only cells with the same self. And self is a set of provirus genes unique to the cell, and I discussed it again in this theory of virus and cell update. We are talking about viral interference, an important concept discovered by Harry Rubin. And he described in this review the early history of tumor virology, Raus, Riff, and Raff. So what's it all about? It's all 2 viruses, RSV virus, Raus sarcoma virus, and ALV virus, which creates this interference. And this interference is manifested by RIF, resistance-inducing factor. It is an ALV virus in the embryo. So RIF is the resist RSV infection. So this is the essence of viral interference as discovered by Rubin. I believe that this important concept will be used in the future clinical clinic of the diseases, and therefore I prepare now how to understand this viral interference better than it is today. So viral interference is that we are talking about class 6 viruses, and infection of ALV blocks RSV virions production. So here you have ALV, which infects the cell, interacts with the provirus class 6, and this ALV protects the cell against RSV. So what does it mean? That RSV attempts to infect the cell, but it is blocked, or his effect is blocked, and the RSV does not trigger the provirus to create virions. So here you have ALV, it triggers the provirus to create ALV virions, and the same thing does not happen during the RSV infection, and this is the essence of viral interference as described by Rubin. So viral interference is a class 6 phenomenon, and it says that infection of ALV blocks RSV virion production. Viral interference here is a class 6 phenomenon, but I believe that you can have a viral interference in any class which I mentioned, and but there's an important law behind this. So suppose that in class 3 you discover another Rous sarcoma virus, and you try to apply viral interference between two classes. And what the message is that viral interference between ALV class 6 and RSV class 3 does not happen. And this is important. In class 3, you can have different viruses interacting and creating viral interference, but close class, you can't trigger this viral interference. So, viral interference law. Viral interference occurs only between members of the same class. And since I believe that other classes will have a viral interference, between classes you cannot do it. You need the fact that only in the same class viral interference can be produced. So conclusion. Virus is a cell messenger created by the cell. No cell means no virus. More to come. Enjoy.